Good morning. I want to talk about the union, since nobody knows what it is today. So basically, I want to just talk about what is the union, where is the union, how does it function, and what are the responsibilities? What's the authority of the union? What is the union? Okay. Because maybe that means something, especially when, well, where is it right now in the United States? Where can I find the union? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you can go to the preamble of the Constitution of the United States, which says, "We the people of the United States." Where did they do it? In Congress assembled. Okay? Wrote the Constitution to do what? Form a more perfect union. So that means they already had a union before they improved it to make a more perfect union. So where is that union? So the United States and Congress assembled in order to form a more perfect union. That means that's who formed the more perfect union, was the union that already existed, which was established by the Articles of Confederation. And where do you find it? It was assembled in a Congress. How is it assembled in a Congress? As a democracy, where all the states were assembled as equals, with equal suffrage, to do what? Determine how all matters of collective interest to the states as the union. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. So where's that union today? Is it in Congress? No. What you have in Congress today is you have two competing factions, our political parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, assembled in Congress. That's not the states. The states have no role whatsoever in the decisions for how to act as the United States, which was the reason they declared their independence from the state of Great Britain, that all states had a right to be free and independent states with the full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things that independent states may by right do. Okay? That's a decision-making process. And how they decide, once they form the union, to make those decisions as equals, with equal suffrage, to participate in determining what those decisions would be, and then voting to concur to determine those decisions, what decision to make. And it had to be made by a majority of all the states. And at that time, it was 9 of 13. Today, for treaties and all foreign policy, it's 2/3 of the states. And for domestic policy, it's a majority of the states. Okay? But it's still the states as the union, okay? And that union is empowered 2 times, well, actually 3. It was empowered, well, 4. It was empowered first in Article 2 of the Articles of Confederation. Article 1 named the country. The style of this confederacy shall be the United States of America. Okay? Article 2, it said that every state retains their sovereignty and right and all those things, except for what? Those things that as a union, they determined by a majority consensus as the United States in Congress assembled. And then in Article, I can't remember exactly where it is, so it's actually 4 times, it says that the Committee of the States, which is 1 representative per state, could act with the full power and authority of the United States and Congress assembled, the whole full Congress. Okay? And then in Article 9, it actually tells you how to form the Committee of the States and what the Committee of the States would do. And the Committee of the States, like I said, was formed by 1 representative from each state. And the president was one of the members of the Committee of the State, but there was a term limit of no more than 1 year in 3 consecutive years. Okay? So no person from any state could serve as the president of the Committee of the States more than 1 year in any 3 consecutive years. And what they were supposed to do, the Committee of the States determined all the necessary departments, executive departments of the government to manage the general affairs of the United States under the direction of the United States in Congress assembled. Okay? That's the administration. So, and did that change with the Constitution of the United States? No. It's still the Senate, which is the Committee of the States. All the states are assembled as equals with equal suffrage. They even kept the number of senators the same because under the Articles of Confederation, it was each state was required to have 2 to 7 delegates in Congress to be counted as present. So if a state only showed up with 1, they weren't counted as present. But when questions were determined, each state had 1 vote. And that's still the same today. Now they took it down to 2 to 7. I took it down from 2 to 7 to just 2. And they established the 6-year term and offset elections in order to create continuity and stability of government because the Senate doesn't change with the replacement of representatives in their 2-year election cycle. Okay, so the representation in the Senate is stable. Okay, but that's where the union is, and yes, it's the established government authority because it was established by Article 2 of the Articles of Confederation. And it was reestablished by Article 1, Section 1, which says all legislative powers, with an S, are vested in a Congress of the United States, consisting of a Senate and a House of Representatives. So they didn't even really tell you exactly how to assemble it, right? There. But they did, in the Articles of Confederation, they told you exactly how to assemble Congress in Article 5 of the Articles of Confederation. And the balance of Article 1 tells you how to assemble and operate the bicameral legislature. Article 2 tells you how to operate the Senate as a unicameral legislature to determine how the union, how the states act as the union, which is exactly the same as it always has been since they wrote and agreed to the Articles of Confederation. It's a democracy. All the states are assembled as equals with equal suffrage to reach a majority consensus. And when I say act, and the Senate has the power of concurrence over both systems, over all laws, all treaties, how the government is assembled, how it functions, everything. So people like Trump coming in and talking about what they're going to do, no, they ain't going to do nothing when the United States in Congress assembled determines what we do and how we're going to do it as a nation, as a union. Okay? Nobody else can. They are the established government authority. That means that they establish all the other departments of government, including the Supreme Court and the executive departments, elect the presidents and all the officers, determine everything. And if it's not to their satisfaction, then they can change it at will because they are empowered as the established government authority. And when you go down there and it says that the Constitution and all the laws are the supreme government, the law of the land, right? They're not talking about the document. They're talking about the assembly of the states in Congress as the union is the established government authority, and all the laws and all the decisions they make are the supreme law of the land. Okay? That document doesn't tell you what those laws are. The states as the union determine what those laws are, as they were empowered to do. Okay? This is what we're talking about here. And I ask you again, where is that assembly today? And why isn't it functioning to end all this unnecessary chaos and mess surrounding our parties and people like Trump? Okay? And I said parties because both of them are the same when it comes to their negative impact on the order of our union, how the union acts, how the states act as the union. The union isn't just some utopian idea. It is actually an assembly in Congress as what? A democracy. All the states are equal. All the states have equal suffrage. That is the definition of a democracy. Equal participation and equal suffrage to determine how we act collectively. Whether it's a democracy of all the people or it's a democracy of states, it's still a democracy. Thanks.